In today's digital marketing economy, the whole process of raising your expert profile and your business and your brand, it will involve the use of social media and video and content. What we need to do is we need to learn how to use it and connect with our potential customers, demonstrate our expertise, and build a huge amount of goodwill in our niche. Hey, I'm Hodges. If you like this video, then please click the subscribe and even the bell icon just to make sure that you get updates of future videos. Now, with it being so ubiquitous and part of everybody's lives, not getting involved in social media or video content or content publishing will leave you behind the curb. There is a problem, though. It's one that I see so many experts or wannabe thought leaders suffering from when it comes to their social media activities and their strategies or lack of strategy. It's a bigger problem that affects society as a whole, but I believe rather than just using social media marketing and the platforms in your business, it is bigger. So here's the problem. Social media is turning people into narcissistic, publicity-hungry, look at me individuals who are losing their individuality, and they're trying too hard to create that celebrity authority status in an instant rather than wait for their audience to bestow this title on them. Let's just look at some of the numbers. More than 80 million media uploads are posted to Instagram every single day, generating over 3.5 billion likes. These are just the tip of the iceberg. There's 1.3 billion daily active users, that's 20% of the world's population, publishing stories, photos, and content on Facebook. I picked up a book recently, The Narcissistic Epidemic by psychologist Jean Twenge and Keith Campbell. It addresses a big issue in the rising number of narcissistic personality disorder cases and the fact that it's growing faster than obesity has in the last few decades. The challenge is that as experts and thought leaders wanting to attract people, wanting to put our knowledge and our wisdom out there, we need to find a balance between publishing content that's going to be valuable and just publishing content for the sake of content or just to share our lives. You see, the celebrity authorities online, the YouTubers and those commanding a large audience, want to have people like D-Rock, the guy who follows Gary Vaynerchuk around, and he just records everything that Gary is saying, what he's thinking, just general conversations, and then he knits it together and publishes loads of content. Great. Documenting life is effectively what Gary does. Documenting business is actually what he does. Employing part-time video guys like D-Rock and have you film every conversation in a cab and slicing it together, a chat over coffee with another expert, and then posting it to YouTube, Insta, Facebook. It seems to be the right way to go, but there's strategy behind it. When have you ever seen Gary with his family and his life outside of business? Content is valuable. In watching many of these new publishers have a go, it's great to see you having a go. But the problem is your content's got to be more about your audience than the look at me, media hungry, selfie attitude that many people have. Videos showing that you're traveling first class, eating at high-end restaurants, showing off your latest car, your latest house purchase, your meetings, whatever you're doing. That's all, pointless, for want of a better phrase, because you're putting in the brand and, and a brand perception of you, but where's the content that your audience can actually take action on? The reality is nobody cares about you. They care about your content. Even the likes of Mr. Vaynerchuk started by giving far more value about wine tasting, he remains to do that, than trying to focus on his lifestyle and bestowing that title of guru on himself. People did that, the media did that as he grew. The fact that narcissistic personality disorder is on the rise, whether we blame social media or not, I think we are all affected in some way, shape or form. And how do you know if it's a problem? How do you know how to get it treated? How do you know how to deal with it? Well, in their book, Twenge and Campbell make heavy use or suggestions of something called an NPI, a Narcissistic Personality Inventory, which is what some psychologists use as a common way to measure how people could be affected in some way. And if we take a look at the 7 key traits used in this index, in this way of testing, just ask yourself a question as I rattle them off. Do you see yourself having an issue with that in some way, shape or form when it comes to publishing your content? Number 1, authority. Number 2, self-sufficiency. Number 3, superiority. Number 4, exhibitionism. Number 5, exploitiveness. Number 6, vanity. And number 7, entitlement. Someone who scores high on each of these areas and ultimately high on an NPI test does not necessarily have narcissistic personality disorder, but more and more studies are showing that it may be a stronger link than we originally thought. These are just my thoughts. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a trained medical practitioner. And for some fun, I took the NPI test myself, and you can Google it and look for an NPI test if you want. Mine was a score of 12 out of 40. The higher you score, the higher the level of the level of the greater risk that you have NPD. So how do you go about creating an expert positioning brand in the right way and balance this with the content we want to publish, the way in which we should serve, and not necessarily be look at me, look at me, look at me, selfie attitude, media hungry narcissists? Well, the first value that we have to hold and stick to is to serve first. If we can all live with this in the forefront of our mind when we produce content, when we meet people, when we engage in conversations, when we get interviewed or we start marketing in some way, we'll avoid the look at me symptoms of narcissistic content publishing strategies because we're serving. We want to give value. We want to give results in advance of someone buying from us. Everything we produce regarding content or communication should be delivered so that it serves the person consuming the content before they even make a decision to click, buy, or do anything. What we're doing, who we're with, who we are, these things should come later as they get to know you a little bit more. They should potentially be a little bit more invisible in the content that you're putting out into terms of social media. For me, to sum up, serve first, be patient, and allow the audience to bestow the title of celebrity, authority, or expert or guru on you rather than try and manufacture it for yourself. But fundamentally, be you and look for ways to serve with your knowledge first before looking for that title. I've been Ant Hodges. You can find out more information over at anthodges.com about how I help and I coach people with their business, with their marketing. But fundamentally, I'd love for you to just stick around here. And if you want to subscribe or get notifications here on my YouTube channel, make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be notified of any new updates as they come in. I look forward to hopefully speaking with you again soon. Take care.